Hi, my name is Brian Smith, and in this video we're going to cover Rootless Podman and user namespaces in detail. If you haven't already viewed the previous video I made, which is linked below in the description, and covers an overview of how to understand root inside and outside of a container, please review that video prior to watching this one. As you can see on the right of the screen, I'm logged in as the Brian user account, which is an unprivileged account. I'll start the UBI8 container with Podman. Podman will detect that I'm running as an unprivileged user and automatically run the container in rootless mode. The first thing we're going to do is install the procps ng command within the container. This package will allow us to run the ps command later on in the demo within the container environment. We'll then run the whoami command, which shows from the container's point of view that it is running as the root user with UID 0, even though we started the container as a non-root user. We'll then start several sleep processes by running sleep 2000, 2100, and 2200. We'll then run a ps-ef, and we can see that it shows the processes from the container's point of view are running as the root account. We'll then switch to the window on the left and run a ps-ef and grep for sleep. And we can see that the processes from the host point of view are running as the Brian user account. Next, we'll switch back over to the window on the right, which is our UBI8 container environment, and we'll create a new user within the container with a UID of 2000 and name the account user1. We'll then switch to this new account with the su command and start several more sleep processes by running a sleep 3000, 3100, and 3200. We'll then run a ps-ef command, which shows from the container's point of view that we have several processes running as the root account and the user1 account. We'll then run a ps-ef in to see the UID numbers, and we can see that the processes from the container's point of view are running as UID 0 and UID 2000. We'll switch over to the window on the left and run a ps-ef grep for sleep, and we can see that from the host point of view that the commands running as root within the container are running as the Brian account on the host, and that commands running as user1 within the container are running as UID 101999 on the host. User namespaces are a feature in the Linux kernel that allow user accounts to be isolated in namespaces and allow for processes to have different UID and GID numbers inside and outside of the user namespace, as we've seen in the previous example. Back on the window on the right, we'll run a lsns-t user. This will show a list of the user namespaces that are visible from the container, and we can see that the container is in the user namespace ending with the number 500. This user namespace was automatically created by Podman when we started the container in a rootless mode. We'll then jump back to the window on the left, and from the host we'll run an lsns-t user, and we can see that from the host point of view, it can see the root or initial namespace that ends in 837, and it can also see the container's user namespace ending in 500. Next, we'll show the etc sub-UID file, which defines a range of subordinate UID numbers that a user is permitted to use within user namespaces, such as rootless containers. There's also a corresponding etc sub-GID file for GID numbers. In this video, we'll focus on UID numbers, however the GID numbers work in a similar way as well. By default, on RHEL 8.2, when you create a user, it is automatically assigned 65,536 subordinate UID numbers that it can use. In this file, the first field is the username, and the second field is the starting UID of the range, and then the third field is the length of the range. In this example, you can see that the user Brian is assigned 65,536 subordinate UIDs starting at UID 100,000. Or in other words, this user is assigned a range of subordinate UIDs from 100,000 to 165,535. We'll show that these subordinate UID assignments are automatically done in RHEL 8.2 when new users are created by creating 4 more test user accounts on the system. We'll then display the etc sub-UID file again, and you can see that for each user that we added, it was automatically assigned 65,536 subordinate UID numbers, and each range of numbers is unique. In the etc login.devs file, you can optionally change the number of subordinate UIDs that are assigned to new users, as well as change the start and end ranges that these subordinate UIDs are assigned from. Let's jump back over to our window on the right in the UBI8 container. We'll exit out of the user1 shell in the container, and we'll be back in the root shell within the container. We'll then cat the /proc/1/UID map file, which shows the UID map for this process. When Podman creates a rootless container, it sets the value of the UID map based on the etc sub-UID file on the host. The format of the UID map file is the start of the range within the namespace as the first field, and then the second field is the start of the range in the parent namespace, and then the third field is the length of the range. In this example, the first line shows that the length of the range is 1, which means that this mapping is for a single user, and that UID 0 in the container, which is the root account, is mapped to UID 1000 in the parent namespace, which is the Brian account on the host that started the rootless container. The second line shows that we have a range of 65,536 UIDs that are mapped, starting with UID 1 in the container and starting at UID 100,000 in the parent host namespace. I'll also show a partial list of the UIDs that are mapped so you can visually see it as well. Next, we'll add a new user within the container with UID 4567 and name it user2. We'll switch to this user account with the su command and verify that it is UID 4567. We'll then run a sleep 6000 command and run ps-ef and ps-ef-in, which shows that from the container's point of view, the sleep 6000 is running as user2 with the UID of 4567. Based on the UID map file that we previously saw, we can calculate what UID number the process is running as on the host. Since the range of UIDs on the host starts at 100,000 and starts at 1 in the container, there's a difference of 99,999 between the two ranges. If we take our container UID of 4567 and add 99,999 to it, we get a UID of 104,566. Let's switch back over to the window on the left and we'll run a ps-ef and grep for 6000. And as you can see from the host point of view, it is running as UID 104,566 as we predicted. One thing to note is that when you run containers as a non-root user, the root account doesn't see the containers when it runs podman ps or other podman commands. We can show this by running the podman ps command as the root account, which doesn't show any containers because our UBI8 container was created by the Brian account. So to see a list of containers running as the Brian account, what I'm going to do is a su-brian-c podman ps, and we can see the UBI8 container. And what we're going to do now is run an su-brian-c and run the podman top command, provide the container ID, and specify that we would like podman top to show the user, huser, and args fields. The output of this command will show a list of processes running within the container, and will also show how the user accounts are mapped between the container and the host. The first field is the user name from the container's point of view, and the second field is the user from the host point of view. Of course, there are some limitations when running rootless containers, and you should review the Rel8 documentation which covers these limitations. One of the limitations is that non-root users by default can't forward a port less than 1024 into the container, which we'll show a demonstration of. I've cleaned up the previously running container, and in the window on the right, I'm still logged in as the Brian account. We'll try to start a rootless Nextcloud container and specify that we'd like to forward port 80 on the host into port 80 within the container. This will fail, and Podman will report that there was an error setting up the port redirection. We can forward a port above 1024, such as port 8080, into the container's port 80, which we'll do next. We'll also specify that we would like to create a new volume named Nextcloud volume mapped into the container at /var/www/html. This time the container is successfully created, and we can switch over to a web browser and go to localhost:8080 to show that the Nextcloud configuration page successfully loads. Next, we'll run a podman ps and then a podman exec to bring up a bash shell within our Nextcloud container. From within the container, we'll run a ps-ef, which shows that we have several processes running as a root account and the www-data user account. We'll also run a ps-ef-in to see the UID numbers that the processes are running as, which is UID 0 for the root account and UID 33 for the www-data account. If we look at the UID map file under proc, we can see the UID mapping. Based on the first line in this map, we will expect to see the container's root processes run as UID 1000 on the host, which is the Brian account on the host. Based on the second line in the map, we would expect to see the www-data or UID 33 container processes running as UID 100,032 on the host. Again, to calculate that, we can determine that there is an offset of 99,999 between the maps, and if we take the www-data user's UID of 33 and add 99,999 to that, we get 100,032. We'll switch over to the screen on the left and run ps-ef and confirm that the www-data processes are running as UID 100,032 on the host as we predicted. We'll then go back to the window on the right and exit out of the container environment. We'll run a podman volume ls to see a list of the podman volumes, and then do a podman volume inspect on the Nextcloud volume, which will show the mount point of the volume. We'll cd into that directory and run a ls-al, which shows that the files are owned by that same UID of 100,032 that we saw the processes were running as. We can use the podman unshare command to run a command within a container user namespace, and we'll tell podman unshare to run the ls command on our volume's mount point. When we do that, we can see that the ls command now shows that the files are owned by 33, which is how they appear within the container. If we wanted to check our container and see what user is assigned UID 33, we could do a podman run on the image and specify that we'd like to run cat/etc/password and grep for 33. This shows that the UID 33 within the Nextcloud image is mapped to www-data, so we can see that these files in this volume would be owned by the www-data user when the container runs. Thanks a lot for watching the video, and have a great day.